All right, we debuted the first edition of the Crocket Chronicles. Of course, Congresswoman Jasmine Crocket got all the folks talking on social media when she lit up a Marjorie Taylor Greene that late night session. She joins us right now. No, not crazy ass Marjorie Taylor Greene, but Congresswoman Jasmine Crocket. Boy, it's been quite a busy week for you.
It has.
Are you surprised what the response has been?
I am. I never could have anticipated we'd have skits and songs of all genres and memes for days on days. But I think it's great. I think that people have been looking for something to unite them against this MAGA bully. And I think that this was the moment.
And you're right. I mean, she's out there trashing people. She's always trying to, front people. As soon as she came to Congress, was just quite disruptive. And so somebody need to clap back on her.
Absolutely. And she, I think, has gotten to the point that she felt like nobody was going to check her. And so, historically, these spats have been more so with the Republicans face to face. Like she had the spat with Boebert. She also has obviously had plenty of spats with her own caucus as she was trying to oust the speaker just the previous week. So she's constantly into it with people, but she's usually not crossed the line and crossed over to actually trying to say something to a Democrat's face, except for obviously the things that she's done to the president during this most recent State of the Union and the State of the Union before that. But I don't know that she's ever met a black woman like me. I can't say very much about her upbringing or anything like that. But the fact that she said what she said and sat back and was like, I'm fine with what I did, I could not let that rest. So if she wasn't going to be forced to apologize or be kicked out, then I was going to have to make the chairman think about what the parameters were going to be going forward and let him know that I got some choice words that I could deliver if I chose to.
And then you have the people who, you should have, it's about decorum, you shouldn't have done that. And look, I get it. I always talk about Michelle Obama says when they go low, we go high. I'm like, nah, you got to go here. If they going to hit you in the knee, hit them in the damn shin. And they going to hit you in the ankle, hit them in the bottom of the feet. Because you can't play footsie with these people. They don't care about norms. They don't care about values. And so it's like, you know what? If that's how you want to swing, let's swing.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're absolutely right. And, this obviously is not something that has been done that often, if ever, when it comes to MTG. And so, in that moment, all I was thinking about was how is it that I can claim that I'm going to represent almost 1 million people and fight for them every day and sit here and I won't even fight for myself. And you don't know how these things will hit. You don't know how your district will take it. But I can tell you that I've received plenty of encouraging messages directly from the district. And so, but ultimately you find out really how your district feels about how you've governed when you get to the ballot box. So, ultimately, my primary will take place almost 2 years from now. So I don't even know if they will still be talking about this. But I feel confident that my district is okay with the fact that I, as a black woman serving in a black district, decided to stand up for myself.
Well, I'm a voter in that district, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Let's go to our panel. Rebecca.
Congresswoman, thank you so much for being here today. 2 quick questions. One, what was going through your mind as it was happening in real time? And then my second question, a little bit more serious, is that you are in the seat of the late great Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson. You're finishing up your first term. What do you want your legacy in Congress to be?
Absolutely. Thanks for the questions. So my first thoughts were not as eloquent. I will be honest. They were not. And, when somebody comes at you wrong, you always have something that you're ready to say. So honestly, my first thought was, if you had some lashes, you may still have your husband. That was like my first thing. But I restrained myself and said, I'm going to let the process work. And before I could say, we need to go ahead and take our words down, AOC jumped in. I appreciate my sister. She jumped in almost immediately. And as y'all could tell, AOC was fired up as well. And what y'all didn't know is Ayanna, my big sister, was sitting off camera and she was about ready to handle some folk as well. So I had plenty of good backup for her trying to come at me. And so as AOC and Jamie were dealing with Comer and were dealing with the advice of his parliamentarian, I was of the impression that we won. For me, a win is her not being in committee because we can get work done. Also, a win is her having to apologize, which, of course, she never wanted to do to a Black woman specifically. So both of those were fine with me. She didn't have to do either one of those, though. And that's when I decided, and I looked over at her and I was like, you bleached blonde. Like, I had all of this, like, and so I was writing it down and trying to get Comer's attention so that he would call on me so that I could not violate the rules, but show her that I could cut her deeper without ever talking to her. So that was what was going through my mind and how it all played out. As far as my legacy, I want my legacy to be one of fighting for the people. It's what I've always done. From being a public defender to being a civil rights lawyer, I have always pushed back and tried to make sure that I could open doors of opportunity for people that look like me to bust through and do greater things than I could have ever imagined. I talk to young people all the time about the fact that I really want them to take my seat. I want them to go in and be the amazing people that they are in this generation. And so I don't plan to stay for decades. I have no aspirations to do that whatsoever, but instead I make sure that we have tons of interns. We make sure that we're training them up, educating them. And my hope is that I won't be representing this small fraction of a fraction of a fraction of black women that have served in Congress, but instead the numbers start to be more reflective of what the numbers are in this country.
Scott?
Yeah, hey, Congresswoman, A. Scott Bolden. You know, as a lawyer, questions can be more piercing than statements. And while most people say that you called her that, you actually put that in a question to Comer. I didn't miss that as a fellow lawyer, which in my opinion was just brilliant. It's like going in the back door if the judge won't let you go in the front door. So I admire you for that. I want you to talk about how difficult it is. Like, where do you go from here? And how difficult it is to work in Congress, to get things done for your district or for all of us when you really don't have a viable political party on the other side. Democracy needs two strong parties, and you're in Congress and you got to work with people to get stuff done. But the Republicans don't seem to be interested in getting stuff done. They seem to be interested in kind of power and winning and going after the other side. So can you just kind of talk about, one, where you go from here, and two, how do you matriculate in that very difficult environment, notwithstanding the irrelevance of Congresswoman or MTG?
Yeah, so great question. And I'll be honest and tell you that I have absolutely built better coalitions than MTG has probably ever dreamed. So while the minority, just last week, or actually, I think it was the same week. So yeah, so last week, I was able to get a bill out of oversight committee of all committees in a bipartisan way, because it was just good legislation. It is still difficult to get good legislation out, but I understand where the middle resides. Right now, one of my best partners is actually my senior senator from Texas. You know, Cornyn approached me and said, I don't want you to have to go and look for a Democrat to carry the bill if you are actually coming up with legislation that is good for Texans. And so he's carrying a number of my bills and has actually been a huge champion of some of my legislation. So, you know, I understand how government works, and I want it to work in any way that it can. Right now, we're in obviously divided government, which means I won't get some of maybe my landmark legislation passed, but I still want to get things done. And there are still a few Republicans that want to get get things done. They are becoming lesser and lesser by the day. But I think that I've been somewhat effective. We also were able to get monumental legislation into the FAA Reauthorization Act that really flew under the radar, thank God. But this was funding to make sure that hopefully we can increase the number of African Americans and Hispanics that are entering aviation, which can be very expensive, but can obviously be very lucrative. And so we set up a situation where basically there will be full rides for those attending land grant HBCUs as well as HSIs to go into aviation. In this crazy anti-DEI environment, we were able to get that done because we were working with everybody that mattered. So I do want people to know that we are working. This is just one of those aberrations. But even in the midst of somebody coming at me, I can defend myself. And honestly, I've had Republicans coming up to me. Now, they probably won't go on Fox News and say anything. But,
right.
you know, one of the Republicans today was like, I love your lashes. Like, I mean, you know, they're good. Like, they're not mad at me. I've gotten winks and thumbs up from like female Republicans. Like, everyone was waiting on somebody to go in on her.
So what do you say or do, like when you go to you run into Marjorie, you run into Green on the hall or in the bathroom, other than putting your hands on her? What do you say? What do you think? Or do you just ignore her? I'm very practical in my practice. I mean, it just got to be a difficult circumstance. But, you know, what do you do? Or have you? Have you run into her since that?
Yeah, you're
sorry. That's a compound question. Forgive me.
No, we don't communicate. We never really. And because Democrats sit on one side, Republicans sit on another, we have different doors to enter, whether we're entering the floor or whether we're entering the committee. So you don't necessarily have to interact like that. But today was my first committee hearing back in oversight, and she did not show up. And it's my understanding that she didn't show up to her Homeland Committee either today. So I'm not really sure where she is, but committee was a lot smoother without her. So she, as I'm concerned, I think everybody was happy. So yeah.
All right. Well, you know, she's got something really unique. She seems to have pissed off in a very divided Congress and a very divided political status in America, that she's pissed off Democrats and Republicans. That's got to be a first, in my opinion, given how divided we are as a country.
She has, but nevertheless, I think I was told that she's their fifth highest fundraiser. The people that are higher than her are all in leadership. And so she does this for dollars, nothing else. This is the only reason that she does it. And so it's really disappointing that her behavior is consistently rewarded in the form of money. But when we look at polling, she actually polls the lowest of any Republican. She polls lower than the speaker. She polls lower than everybody. So when you look in a consensus type world, honestly, the majority of people do not like her in this country. But she has a solid group of people that will put their $2 and $3 behind her versus, you know, having a similar group of people that love, say, some of the Democrats and will put their $2 and $3 and $5 behind us.
Yeah, sad but true. But thank you for being there for all of us.
I understand that you have trademarked bleach, blonde, bad, built, butch body. True?
Yes. So we filed for the trademark. And just to be clear, we did not file in my personal capacity. I filed under the campaign. And that was because this is becoming something that's in demand. And so the idea of people profiting, that's not really what I'm doing. I'm definitely not profiting in Congress. It's a poor existence, to be clear. But you know, I'm a lawyer. Some people think I just play one on TV, but in real life, I'm a lawyer and I was a business major as well, undergrad. And so with recognizing the demand, for me, this was an opportunity to turn lemons into lemonade and make sure that what she meant for bad, God meant for good. and we could actually use the money based on the demand that people are making on these t-shirts and all the other merch to actually put that towards my reelection, along with me being able to support other candidates to make sure that we take the House.
All right, then. Well, it has been quite an interesting week. And so I saw, last question, out of all the different ones you've seen and heard, your favorite?
I don't know. There's so many good ones. There's so many good ones. One of my colleagues said she was in the DR this weekend and they started playing one of the songs. And then I got a video this morning because they were playing it on the radio this morning. They were playing a couple of versions on the radio this morning in Dallas. So I'm excited about the music. Keep the music coming, especially since it's so educational. But yeah, this gives people something to look forward to, and hopefully people are recognizing that it's not just the presidency, but it's looking all the way down the ballot. It's looking at who's running for U.S. rep and state rep and things like that. And hopefully they will be encouraged to do some research and get out there and vote for great candidates.
Well, it was quite interesting because like the first day, Keenan on my team, he put together one with AI real quick. Y'all had that one ready? Okay, he did a remix. Okay, play his remix.
Bleach blowing, bad built, butch body, shut your trap. Jealous of my style, cause you know I got that snap. Talking loud, online, you ain't built for that scrap. Keep your distance, I ain't dealing with your cap. You think you slick, tryna flex with your fake gold. All that botched up, surgery, you look old. Bleach blonde, she dyed, root showing real bold. Ain't got no shape but acting tough, man, you cold. Whispers in the crew, you know you can't relate. Bad built, botched up, jealousy's your trait. Can't fake the
All right, so he put that one together. Did you hear the gospel one?
Yes, I love it. It's so amazing.
Y'all roll that one. Roll that one.
She got a bleach blonde, bad blue butch body. She got a bleach blonde, bad blue butch body. That Marjorie Taylor Greene looked like a lima bean. I forgot she had a bleach blonde, bad blue butch body. Representative Jasmine's about that life. She about that, and she looks like she can really fight.
I didn't know.
An amazing politician, ain't got no competition. Ain't worried about a bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Marjorie tried to cause a scene, forgot she had a butch body. Marjorie tried to cause a scene, forgot she had a butch body. Marjorie tried to cause a scene, forgot she had a butch body. Marjorie tried to cause a scene, forgot she had a butch body. Black women with lashes, they won't give you gashes. Black women with lashes, they won't give you gashes. Black women with lashes, they won't give you gashes. Don't come for us unless we sit for you. She got a bleach blonde, bad built butch body. She got a bleach bad built butch body. A bleach blonde, bad built butch body. She got a bleach bad built butch body.
Did one.
Say it again.
Isaac Hayes' son did one.
Oh, I know. It was called the clapbacks. Roll it.
Yes. He did one.
Roll the clapbacks.
She's a bleach blonde, bad built butch body. She's a bleach blonde, bad built butch body. She's a bleach blonde, bad built butch body. And she better not talk about nobody. Marjorie Taylor Greene is built like a shake machine. Nick Nolte in the face, cereal box in the waist. She better learn her place, cause she's about to catch a case. Talk about a black woman's lash, she'll definitely whoop your ass. She better get her face right, cause she looks like a pack of Bud Light. Oh, yeah. Bad built butch body. She's a bleach blonde, bad built butch body. She's a bleach blonde,
probably the one. So that's that old school sound. The brother King Walonius, I gotta admit.
That one. That one is so. That's so good.
Yo, I was flying to Palm Springs for Anthony Anderson's 6th annual Celebrity Golf Classic on Saturday. Let me just say, I probably had that playing at least an hour on the plane. Roll it. I don't have that. How y'all don't have that? That was one of the first ones.
I know.
What is wrong with y'all? I see, Congresswoman, I told the staff, pull all of them. I told them, pull all of them. But see, I want all this whining y'all in my ear right now don't mean nothing. But guess what? I'm always prepared. So yeah, roll it. Just pull the audio up. How y'all ain't have it ready?
No, this is a good one. The organ get me.
Version.
The country version was really good, but I love the ones where Comer is like a wood now.
Y'all got any one of those in there?
Oh my goodness.
All right, let me hear that one. I need to hear that one. First of all, let's see that one too. Go ahead, go.
Bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, bitch body.
A what now?
Sweet.
A what now?
Sweet, the wing makes God.
Bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, bush body.
A what now?
Bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, bush body. I'm just curious. Bad built, bad built, bad built, bad built, bad built, bad built, bush body.
A what now?
Bad built, bad built, bad built, bad built.
Oh my God.
Bad built, bush body, bush body.
Yo, the creativity of people is amazing. This thing has taken off quickly.
Yes. Yeah. I'm appreciative. It's great. I you know what, for the first time in a long time, a lot of people that haven't been engaged in politics, they're engaging. So again, what she meant for bad, God meant for good. So I'm excited that people now are like, wait a minute, now what channel can I watch the hearings on?
Well,
tuning into C-SPAN.
Well, and here's the deal. We carry those hearings as well. And so I've already made it clear to our folk, every time there's one of these hearings, and you only get 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
All right. So every time there's a hearing, we gonna have the full 5 minutes and run it on the show. And I told Carol, I said, because look, I've had an open invitation to every CBC member since I launched 5.5 years ago, and most of them never take it up. We are more than welcome to have a weekly segment called the Crocket Chronicles, talking about whatever you want to talk about. So all you got to do, just have your people tell Carol, hey, this week I can come on Wednesday, this week I can come on Friday. And so that's every single week we can have the Crocket Chronicles to talk about what's popping. And of course, we having fun, joking, but there's also real policy stuff we can talk about. So we're looking forward to making that happen.
Absolutely. I appreciate you.
All right. Guys, hold up. I gotta real quick. Y'all pull the photo up of that fake Delta in Georgia. Congresswoman, did you see this? Did you see this here? This woman right here is a state representative in Georgia. Old girl has been fronting saying she's a Delta. The Deltas put out a letter. Okay, apparently she ran for re-election. And she was running against a Delta. Can't nobody see that letter, y'all. She was running against a Delta. Well, what happened was the Deltas had to put out a letter stating she was not. They have no records whatsoever to support her being a member. Now, there was a woman she was running against who is a Delta, and they said she was a certified member of Delta Sigma Theta. So now you a Delta, how you feel about a homegirl down in Georgia fronting that she's a Delta?
She clearly knows nothing about Delta, because one thing the Delta does is stand on business. Baby, you was never going to get too far, not in the public limelight with that fraud going on.
Now, she won. She won, but the Deltas have put out a letter saying they can't find no evidence anywhere that homegirl. She literally she literally posted this on Delta's Founders Day. Straight up.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying there's no way you can be in the public life and Delta not know who you are and be clear whether or not you're a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Delta knows me very well. They know. They got all my records. So I don't even know why she tried to play with Delta. And that's got to be embarrassing, because it's got to make her constituents think, if you would lie about something like this, what else are you lying about?
That was absolutely crazy. So, woo, that was a trip right there. Congresswoman Crocket, I appreciate it. My parents at my house here in Virginia, because my niece graduated, so they kicking it. So I'm sure, because
send them my love.
Because they constituents too, since they living at my house. So they are always down there working the campaign. So I'm sure they quite enjoyed this segment.
I appreciate them.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
See you later.
I wanted the people of Baltimore to hear it from me. I have done nothing wrong.
But I see that what you are trying to do is destroy this black woman for doing her job.
I've heard your calls for no justice, no peace. However, your peace is sincerely needed as I work to deliver justice on behalf of Freddie Gray.
Maryland was a force to be reckoned with. I was assuming this was all because of Freddie Gray, but it actually is much deeper than that.
Baltimore's top prosecutor, a woman named Marilyn Mosby, was indicted yesterday in the Eastern District of Maryland for perjury. Couldn't help but think about Donald Trump.
This is what you got to deal with when you are a black woman fighting for just causes in America.
Yeah, but just taking on the police, period. She's stepping on their toes.
They want to cross her out of the system so she can't stand up for the preacher.
Reached in the pool and grabbed me and pulled me out.
Imagine if this were you. You would want people to stand in your corner.
I lost my car. I lost my job. I lost my marriage. And I almost lost my mind for a little while.
There's so much right now, Lord, and I'm just here. Why are you putting all of this on me? I'm about to break.